All right, let's get real here. You know that panic that you feel when you're looking at a blank screen and you know that you need to write something and that cursor is just blinking at you, judging you, and you're racking your brain trying to think of the absolute perfect thing to say, and you know that it's in there, but you know that it also has to be just right, and so you don't want to write just anything. You know that feeling? Because whether you're new to online marketing or you're a professional copywriter and you do this all the time, crafting really good copy is hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world, especially if you haven't been doing it for very long. But whether it's your ads or your website or any type of sales copy that you're going to write, it's got to be good, right? You want to grab their attention, hit their pain point, and you want to do it well. So today I have 4 little copywriting tips and tricks that I use in my copywriting to make sure that I'm keeping it concise and to help hone my skills so that I'm always growing and getting better. If you're trying your hat at online marketing or course creation or anything else that involves copy in a sales funnel, then these will be helpful for you too. By the way, leave a like if that blinking cursor panic has ever happened to you. Number 1, make every word count. All good copywriting should have an end goal. It's called the CTA, or the call to action. And for whatever copy that you're writing, it's going to be a little bit different. In an email, you might have a CTA to just reply to the email or to click a link and head to a product page or a landing page. For a website, it might be booking a call or buying an item. You can think of your CTA kind of like that end zone in a football game where a lot may happen on the field, but you know exactly where you're trying to get. So remember that anytime that you sit down to write marketing copy, you want to have that end goal in mind and kind of write backwards from there. Think back to that football player. He's got the ball and he may zig and zag to get down to the end zone, but he's always got that end zone in mind. Same with your copy. You can add your humor, you can add your own little isms in there, and you definitely should because it makes it way more engaging to read. But always remember that you're working towards that end point. If you're off on a tangent, your audience is going to get bored and you'll lose them, and that's worse than deleting a few words. Number 2, study the greats. And I don't just mean Ogilvy, I mean study the people that are crushing it in your niche. Niche. We'll go with niche. Study the people who are crushing it in your niche. If there are people that you see whose brands you admire, study what they're doing instead of just consuming it. Notice I did not say copy. I said study. Feeling like an artist is fine, but don't steal like a stealer. Create your own swipe file of things that you see that are really working for people, both inside and outside your niche. Look at how they structured their website. Look at the words that they're using to bring in their target audience. Take a look at their hooks and really get a feel for what their marketing is doing. It's the difference between eating a meal and reading the recipe for it. You want to know what's going into successful branding and marketing so that you can take those principles and then carry them over to use for yourself and your own marketing or for your client. You can also read books on great copywriting. I once did an exercise for 30 days where I wrote down one piece of good copy by hand each day, and it was long and it was hard, but it taught me some good principles on emotional techniques and better ways to use my words. Like for me, there are several copywriters that I admire. So I've subscribed to their email newsletters, and when they come into my inbox, I study them. I look at them. I see how they've structured their information, what goes where, and what they say about themselves, and what words that they're using. Not so I can copy them, but so I get a feel for like, this is how other successful people are doing it. I study what they're using for their hook. I study their CTAs and whether it's a button or whether it's hyperlinked in the text, all that kind of little finite stuff, because it all matters. Most times, whether it's email copy or a landing page or any other type of marketing copy, you're not going to want big walls of text. Nobody likes to look at a novel and read it all the way through when it's sales copy. It should be short and filled with great hooks and engaging, and that's so much nicer for our 2023 brains that are extremely popcorned and not great at focusing. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting smacked in the face with a big wall of text. Here's another little extra, and I know that your middle school English teacher is not going to be very happy with me, but do not try to write smart. Keep it at a 4th grade reading level or below, and that holds people's interest better, and it actually increases your likability factor. I don't know why, but brains, right? Trying to go any higher than that has been proven to hurt conversions and stop people from reading. By the way, if you want to test what reading level your writing is at, you can head over to hemingwayapp.com, pop in your text, and it will grade it for you. Number 3, hone your brand voice. Now you might be thinking, what in Davy Jones' locker is a brand voice? It's basically just a mix of your personality and your tone and your mannerisms and all the little things that make you recognizable in your copy. And if you've never given much thought to your brand voice, now's a good time to do it, because a strong brand voice is an essential part of your marketing. When you're talking to your customers, they should be able to know it's you in just the same way through your writing as they would through hearing your voice. And if you're wondering how to do that, the best way to start is actually just by listening and paying attention to how you talk in real life. Like, are there certain words that are unique to you that you usually use and other people don't? What are your isms? Do you use y'all? How do you say hello and goodbye in normal life? Is it like, hey, howdy, everybody? Or is it like, yo, yo, what's up? All of this can go into your copy and it adds your stamp of you-ness. Go ahead and write down a list of the things you like to use in your daily conversation. And then you can actually go ahead and write a list of things that you hate to use and would never use in your daily conversation. Because if you ever pass your copy off to a copywriter, you're really going to want to have them know that so that they never make those missteps. All these things work together to add that extra layer of uniqueness to your copy. And if you can do that and really dial it in, you're going to be like 3 steps ahead in your marketing. Number 4, make the copy about you and your customer. There's a lot of people who say, make it all about your customer. And that's sort of right, but it's more your story starring them. Because yes, you can absolutely use your own story. You are the secret sauce to your own brand and you're very important, but you want this to be through the lens of your customer. It can be so easy to make it all about our credentials and all the cool things that we've done. And there is definitely a place for that, but you have to remember that your emails and your landing pages and your website copy, all of it does not star you, even if your face is on it. Who does it star? It actually stars your client's ideal future self, where they're happy and fulfilled and you've solved all their problems for them with your awesome credentials. Your goal through all of your copy is not necessarily to show how awesome you are, although you are. It's actually to show how you're going to use that awesomeness to help them. And this will look a little bit different for whatever service or content you offer, but the theme is going to be the same. If you sell a solution, maybe it's a digital course, then all of your marketing should subtly hint at how fulfilled or happy or stress-free their life is going to be after they've taken your course. And of course, the trick is that you don't say that in so many words, but you intimate that in your copy. This is where empathetic storytelling can come in, because if you have a story like you are where they used to be, then that's so easy for them to put themselves in your shoes and then see themselves in your amazing future. This is also where reviews and testimonials can come in super handy, because if they see that a person used to be in their shoes before, then they think, if that person can do it, then so can I. All right, those are my 4 kind of bite-sized tips. But before I go, I want to give you just a few more tricks and a little bit of overview. These are just some really good copy principles that you'll want to use when you're writing your own or writing for a client. Number 1, get a really robust swipe file going. Anytime you see something good, file it away, have it accessible so that you can look back on it when you're looking for some inspiration. Know your audience like a best friend. It's really important to understand your niche and your target market. Storytell, paint pictures with words, but make sure it's focused on your client's ideal future self. Keep it concise and conversational, a lot like you would talk in real life. And then remember, edit, 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 and then edit some more. It's really important to make sure that all of that stuff that's not needed is gone. All right, my friend, that's all I have for you today. Have a super blessed and wonderful day. Oh, and PS, if you have any questions, if you want to ask about copy or anything marketing related, leave a comment and I will be happy to answer your question. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.